Right. So these are this is sort of 1.7 requires, I would argue, that you should use the references to guide you. But as you do these, hopefully you consistently get better. It says here an individual who files a paper self-assessment return on the 12th of January will incur a penalty of £100. So I think it's important to take you to, because there's no point really just forcing yourself to I mean you get better, like I say, with this. And it says here that so if it's not, here we are. So the return must be filed by the 31st of October following the end of the year if you're filing a paper return. So it means therefore that 12th of January is too late. So yes, you will incur, oops, sorry, a fine. So we'll tick true over there. Now here it says an individual may amend a self-assessment return up to 1 year after the submission date. Now if we come out of this again and look at that information that we have, you have up to 1 year, but it isn't after the submission, it's after the filing date. And let me just see if it's not. Here we are. Taxpayers can amend a tax return within 12 months of the filing date. So it's not the submission date, it's the filing date. Submission is when you actually submit. Filing is your full, so the actual filing date would be the 31st of January. So 1 year after that, right? So this makes this false. So it says here that Sarah's accountant has found an error, and if Sarah admits this, it would be considered unprompted, and that makes sense. So unprompted means that you weren't reminded by HMRC, so that is true. Late payments penalties are payable for late payment of balancing payments, not payment on account, and that's true. So what we have is we have interest on payments on account, right? So we have interest, but you will have a penalty on the final balancing payment if that's late, right? So to avoid a penalty, a company that commenced trading should notify by the 5th of April. You should notify within 3 months of your, so 1st of September 2020, and you have 3 months to notify. So the 5th of April is a bit far. So really within 3 months, you should notify HMRC. So that'll take you technically to the 30th of November 2020. So this is false. And if a company submits a corp tax return, HMRC must notify the company of an inquiry by the 31st. So you've submitted to submit a corp tax return for the accounting year. So they pretty much have to work with your submission date, and they have 12 months from that submission date, not from your year end. So it's the 31st of August 2022 that they have to get to sort of to notify you. So they have a year from your submission, but you can find all of this in the material. What was interesting with this one is I'm going to take you there as well for this very last bit, because again, like I say, I think it's better when you have that kind of data. So here, this is what I used for this. And if you look at the question, it says here that Tanya had made an unprompted disclosure. So that's unprompted. And it was considered a deliberate error, which was concealed. So it's over here, right here, right? It's sort of 30 and 100. So the minimum is 30%. So 30% of the 3,000, giving you 900. Excuse me. So 30% of the 3,000 giving you 900. and the maximum could be 100% of the 3,000. So you really have a scenario where you're dealing with 30% of the 3,000, giving you 900, as well as 100% of the 3,000, which is giving you 3,000. So there we are. So 900 and a maximum of 3,000. So this is very much an admin one. And I think, like I say, if you keep practicing and working on these, you will eventually get enough of them. You might always miss one, but that's not the end of the world. I think spending time and just using those tools, the reference points regularly, gets you on top of these. Okay.